I feel honored to have a class act preceding, well, something, seeding anyhow. No, that's the reverse. Preceding what's going to happen now, sort of. So, nice to have a class act. Oh my God, I dropped it. Oh! Thank you, buddy. Thank you so kindly.
Interrupt for a moment, if I may.
Please do.
Right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nelson Town Hall.
Hi, Max.
And this evening's installment of the Library Summer Forum. My name is Max Nunemaker. I'm a trustee of the library, and I would like to thank the associates, as Bob, in his capable way, already has done, of the Apple Hill Center for tonight, of course, we have Bob McQuillen, but before we turn him loose on you, I'd like to remind us all that next week, Thursday, July 21st, the naturalist Al Stoops will be presenting a walk in the woods of Nelson at 7 p.m. with music by Hunt Smith and Allison Aldrich at 6:45. So we're looking forward to that. Then, the week after, on Thursday, July 28th, our very special guest tonight, and he's, I'm sure, already introduced himself to you many times before. A treat, a joy. Shall we very warmly welcome Mr. Bob McQuillen.
I thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here. This Nelson Town Hall. By the way, how do you like my hat? I'm happy with my hat. It's a happy hat. So anyways, I have spent a lot of time, not consecutively, but off and on, in this hall. I think the first time I came here was around 1949. It might have been a couple of years earlier. I'm not sure. Now I'm going to sit down now. Do you mind? Is that all right? Thank you. Ancient, antiquated, etc. So anyways, now I got to do that once in a while too. I got bronchitis back here 2 years ago, and I've never gotten over it since. I'm working at it, but it's not gone yet. However, I've been to the doctor recently. So anyways, I'm going to talk about what happened here in my lifetime. And hopefully, when I get done yakking, then maybe I'll play a few tunes, which I will do a very poor job of, I think. And you can be the judge of that. So without further ado, let's start talking about back 1947. World War II came. Thank God it went too. But it's over with. And in the summer of '46, when I got discharged, why, I wound up going to a dance over in Francistown. And I learned how to contra dance, and I got into the music, listening. Oh boy, I love the music. And I had a nifty wife at that time. Her name was Priscilla. I called her Prissy. And we wound up getting married eventually. And we went to Peterborough and danced, and danced to Ralph Page's band, and went to Jimmy Ross's band. Speaking of Ross, well, Ross, some of you know what I'm talking about, Ross. Music people. Jimmy Ross was the caller, in Francistown. So anyway, I have a lot of experience earlier on, just starting to get broken into this well, there was then square dance. In fact, we didn't call it a contra dance. You going to square dance tonight, Bob? Yeah, I am. You going? Yeah, I am. Square dance. Donnie, where's Donnie? Where's your hand? Donnie, yeah. Square dance, right? So anyhow, he knows. So anyhow, and some of you all know. And so anyway, that's what it was. But I got to listening. And somewhere along there, let me think now. I got a list of stuff here that kind of goes in order, but I've added a little to it. Quiet, isn't it? Well, somewhere along in there, I was on the farm in New Boston, and this was where I went to after World War II, and this was the place from which I went to the dancing with Prissy, and where I came here and danced to Ralph Page, and where I went to Francistown and danced to Jimmy Ross that I've already spoken of. So in other words, I was starting to get into all this stuff, but then I was going home. Now the thing is, the farm, we got a hired man, and my mother and stepfather, and they hired this neat guy named Gail Andrews. And you have to excuse me what I do. I can't help that. It's just one of these damn things. It's a real nuisance. So am I. And so, so anyhow, the hired man had a cutest little bitty accordion, little tiny thing, 8 bass buttons on it. You don't know what I'm talking about, but that tells other people what the size of this little thing was. Well, it was so cute, and he let me borrow it. So I takes the thing up into my room in the farmhouse where I lived, and I would mess with it, and pretty soon I get to where I can play little tunes, jingle bells, you know, whatever, some kind of little dumb stuff on this thing that I knew from folk, what do you call it, folk music as a kid, you know, the stuff you heard in school and all this stuff, little simple tunes. And so anyway, I got to where I could see how this accordion worked. And then, so let's see where we are now. Well, we can now go. This gets so complicated. Well, okay, so some point or other, we'll throw this in. So at some point or other, I wound up going over to Manchester and to a music store, which I can't quite remember the name of, not this second, and I bought a larger accordion, a 48 bass, which is the size similar to what you're going to see tonight. In fact, it's the same size as one of them. And then I would go home and try to play. All right, now, Prissy and I go to the dances, see, and I'm hearing tunes. And so then I'm coming home, and I'm trying to play some of the tunes that I heard at the dance, some of these melodies. And they were simple things, like Little Nellie Gray, this kind of stuff, the simplest possible thing. I can't think of it, I can't say it. Simple tunes. You all know them anyway, that you learn in grade school, and were playing at the dances in those days. And maybe I'll think of something. I should have written this down, but I'm too dumb. So anyhow, I would then try to play these tunes on this little accordion. And so now where are we? Now we're going to, this is going to be a great speech. You're going to love this. Oh yeah. So now he goes to the dance, Prissy and I, to Nelson, in the Nelson Town Hall. And lo and behold, the music was being provided by Newt Tolman and his brother Fran Tolman. And in those days, how the dickens do you remember who's who? How would I know who was Newt, and how would I know who was Fran? Well, it's very, very simple. Newt, the flute. and Fran piano. So that's how I kept them categorized, if you will, how I learned the name, Newton Fran. So anyway, that's that. Now you know about that. Now what's next? Oh, so then it goes to the dance in Peterborough, which Ralph Page is calling, and Prissy and I went and we danced and we danced and we danced. And that went on and on for quite a while. And then lo and behold, Ralph lost a musician. And the reason he lost him was because poor Frankie sat on a high stool like that one right there, exactly like that. And he played a banjo. The only trouble with Frankie was that not only did he play a banjo with one hand, but he had a bottle in the other. Well, he didn't, you couldn't see it, but he certainly had one that he worked. And he was getting intoxicated. Anyway, he lost his job. Ralph Page let him go. I'm still coming to the dances. No Frankie on the stool. No stool. No Frankie. No banjo. I says to Ralph one night at a dance, hey, I got to know him then. I said, hey, Ralph, if I brought an accordion over some night, could I sit in with you guys? And he says, bring it next week, Bob. I did. I brought my accordion the very next week, and I sat in with his band, and I played that dance the next week. It was on Saturday nights. Played the dance the next week, got all done. And oh, and the beauty of it was that I knew quite a few of the tunes that they were playing because I had been going to the dances. Now, I was the luckiest kid in one sense because I had a good ear. My ear was such that I could hear music. My father had a most fantastic ear. My father went to a movie one time, the movie San Francisco with Clark Gable and somebody in it, and Rita Hayworth, no. So anyhow, went to this movie, and San Francisco, and when he came home, he sat down at the piano, just like this one, and played the theme song of that movie. And he played it off lickety-lickety-lick without a pause, boom! And I'll never forget my dad doing that. He had this ear, and of course he could play the piano like a son of a gun. He was a wonderful player. And so this is what he did. Well, what I'm trying to say is that I am lucky enough to have not all of the ear that he had, but I got a pretty decent ear. I'm very lucky. If I hear something, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this, it goes on and on a little while, then pretty soon I can maybe catch most of the tune and I can manage it somehow or another. So that's what happened. So anyway, now where am I in this list? I got this list. So Ralph hired me. After that deal, he hired me. After that one night, Saturday night, sitting in, Ralph hired me. So I got to play the accordion in Ralph's band from that point on. Whew, wonderful. $8 a night. That was good in those days. You know how much we got paid on a regular big deal? $9. Wow! Really, that was you were doing real good when you got a $9 job. But $8 is what it was, and we were all very happy. That was the amount in those days. So now let's see where we are. We got the money. We got the yeah. Well, I got to play here in Nelson. Got to play with Ralph here in Nelson. He told me, and maybe he told others, I'm sure he did. He says, you know, they've been dancing here a long while. I says, how long, Ralph? He says, they've been dancing here for 300 years. And he knew. Ralph was no question about it. You can go, you'll have to check the records somehow. I don't know how you're going to do this, but if you want to, you can go check the records, and you will discover that Ralph Page said 300 years. That was how long they've been playing in this area and in this town. Well, now, this is this year, right? How long they've been playing this music, these dances in this town, in this year? How long they've been playing now? 350 years. Sure, 350 years. I can say that. Ralph told me that was 50 years ago. So it really is. It really is. It's really, really, really true. It sounds impossible, does it not? 350 years, music here? Well, it's true. It really, really, really is true. If Ralph Page said that's what it was, then you can bet your money on it that is, in fact, 300 years when he said it was. He never told a big fat fib, not like me. So you can bank on it. So 350 years they've been playing this music in this region and in this hall. Okay, that takes care of that. Now, got some more. I could yak for a while. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of the yak there. Oh, excuse me, I forgot I was the dog. All right, now where am I? So, now comes a nice man named Jack Perrin. And Jack Perrin is a sweetheart. And he's a caller. He's a wonderful fiddler. And at one point, at stage of the game, he got to playing dances here. He had a band, and lo and behold, I got to, called the Canterbury. No, that's Dudley. Jack Perrin was a fiddler. No, he was a fiddler. Well, he is a fiddler, but he was also a very fine caller. And so he started running dances here. I think that's how this works. Some of the stuff I'm going to tell you, I can't back up knowing what I'm talking about, guarantee. I can't back it up and guarantee it's so. The thing about it is I'm not certain about the time, the years, the when, but it all happened at some stage of the game. So we'll just keep on moving. So anyways, here we are with Jack Perrin, who's running dances here in this hall, and lo and behold, there comes another dude along, whose name is Dick Neville, who's a good friend of Jack Perrin's, and he teams up with a guy named Bob Fiore, who lives over towards Keene, and the two of them come in here with cameras and all this stuff, and they start photographing this whole business that's going on, and the dancing that's going on, and everybody's having a wonderful time, and Jack Perrin is calling, and these guys are I can't say it, can I? What did they do? With a and they record all of this stuff. Lo and behold, out of all of that stuff, they make a record. No, they don't either. They make a tape. Yeah, they make a video. They make a video. There we go. They make a video called Country Corners. And some of you, how many know about Country Corners? Whoopee, that's great. Thank you. Well, so Country Corners, anyhow. And so this tape comes out, and it's also, you can get it nowadays from David Millstone? No, not from Dave Millstone. You can get it from the guy over in Great Meadows Music. And you can get it around. You can get it at the Toadstool bookstore, too, by the way. You can get it at the library. And the library. Yeah. But anyway, you can get to watch Country Corners via various sources. Now, what have we got? Now we got the various sources. I got to look at my map here. So okay, so that's that. So here comes Jack Perrin doing his thing. Country Corners. I'm playing the piano for him. Oh, what a time! Wonderful band, playing music, having the time of our lives. And now the dance is over. It's a Saturday night. The dance is over. I've been playing for Jack. Let's go and have a nice cup of... That's me saying let's go, not him. Next door to the house next door. Whose house was that? Mr. Quigley and Mildred, Mr. and Mrs. Albert Quigley. Quig, so-called, lived next door. Nifty, nifty, nifty man, and boy, could he fill in the blank. Go ahead. What? Paint. That's the answer. boy, could he paint. This man, Quig, could do little paintings, wonderful paintings. He was a jewel when it comes to making these paintings. His paintings are today famous, Quig's, very famous. I don't know what they're worth, each one, but boy, I'll bet you they're up there because he was awfully, awfully good at what he did. So anyhow, after each dance was over, Bobby McQuillen, that's me, would go pop, 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 over to Quig's kitchen. Well, they'll go to the house anyway, and bang on the door. Of course, he knew damn well who it was. And he said, come on in. And so I'd go in, and I'd go into his kitchen. And you'd look around the wall on his kitchen. What was hanging on the wall? What? Fiddles. Fiddles. A whole bunch of fiddles hanging up on the wall. Probably 8 fiddles, at least. And how about the coffee? Was the coffee any good there? Bet your bippy it was. After a dance, working hard all night, go over to Quig's, him and Mildred, sit down. Cup of coffee. Want some coffee, Bob? Sure. And so I'd get a cup of coffee and I'd relax, and I was so enjoyable of that. It was such a treat. Quig was a lovely, lovely, lovely man. A real sweet. And of course his wife was out of this world. Sweetest woman. They got 3 kids. Barney is one, Tammy is the other, and then there's one more, Terrence I think his name was. 3 of them. But Barney is the one that you might know about now, because he's been in the area here off and on, still is. So anyhow, all those folks, the house is gone. No house, no Quig house, gone. Nice library, that's good. But no, you can't get a cup of coffee in the library because so get a book. So anyway, now comes Christmas. I don't know what year, can't tell you. Don't know what year. I can't begin to guess. 70s, probably. And Ralph's calling a dance out in Keene at the, what the heck called? Can't think of it. Masonic Temple. I got it right. At the Masonic Temple. That's what it's called, and maybe still is called. So anyhow, dance at the Masonic Temple, which I had already done before. But it's Christmas holidays. And this is what I think. This is when I think. I know the what, but I'm not sure about the when. But I'm pretty sure it's Christmas and cold. And lo and behold, I came down. I'm going to go do the dance. And I came down with a set of bronchitis like you wouldn't believe. And my chest was sore, and I was raising, God forgive me for telling, raising material, and I was sick as a dog. And I think I had a temperature too. I was a hurting unit, as the kids would say these days. Well, that's my school kids teaching me. And so I was a hurting unit. And so anyway, I finally called up Ralph, and about 3 or 4 days before the dance that I was supposed to play for at the Masonic Temple, with him, Russ Allen, Dick Richardson, and Quig. I said, Ralph, I can't make it. I'm sick as a dog. Well, he said, Bob, that's the way it goes. You got to just do what you got to do. And I said, thanks a million, Ralph. So I hung up and went about my business. They did the dance. Within the month, Albert Quigley passed away. And he asked for me at that dance. Where's Bob, Ralph? And Ralph told him I was sick and he was sorry that I wasn't there. Quig. So anyway, I never saw him again. Well, this is all to do with Nelson, isn't it? Everything I've told you has got to do with Nelson. This is why I'm here tonight, talking about Nelson, the wonderful, wonderful town, the people in it. I haven't mentioned quite a few people, but this is I've told you about some things, at least. And that business of Quig was a toughie. And so now, what's supposed to happen is you got to take a break, and you can go blow your nose. Go, if you need to. And in the meantime, I'm going to break out some goodies that I got in these funny-looking packages here, and then maybe play you a tune if I can. And I got an assistant, at least one, and I got two assistants that I know about that are here. I don't know if I got a third one. I don't think I got a third one. Maddie, are you here, Maddie?
Oh, she's in the library. I'll get her.
Oh, wait. Maddie Garland, a kid that's about 15 years old.
Oh, no.
A young man.
She's right outside. No, the guy. No, Matt. No, he's not here.
Matt Garland. He's one of my students. I'm teaching him how to play the piano. And this kid is a genius. Perhaps the best student well, now that's kind of tough for me to say, considering, yeah, I know where we're going on this. We're talking about considering Max Nunnemacher, who happens to be sitting out here in the audience somewhere. Can't see a damn thing. I guess he's out there. Where's Max? Max! Oh, there's Max. But this kid, though, just to say, Max is cool. Max, I can show him a thing, and bang, he's got it too. So he's genius. But I tell you what, he's about 1 point less than this kid. I'm not kidding, though, but that's almost even Steven. But this boy, honest to goodness, I have never seen a guy catch on to stuff so quick as this kid does. This kid is amazing. So anyway, what's that got to do with the price of eggs? So at some stage of the game, now I'm going to play some tunes, but I got to get organized for that, and you can go take your break if you want, and then I'll get myself set up to play you a few tunes. I have to tell you that, now, what tunes? What tune? What do you mean tune? Well, the tunes they started to come out of this book. What's the book? The Nelson Music Collection. Selected Authentic Square Dance Melodies. Newton F. Tolman and Kay Gilbert from Peterborough. He was from here, of course, from here, lived here. And he says he, ready? He says, Newton F. Tolman was born on the ancestral farm. Newton F. Tolman was born on the ancestral farm in Tolman Pond, at Tolman Pond, Nelson, New Hampshire, in 1908, and lives nearby. Studied flute several years when young. Continued to play square dance music as a hobby, sometimes professionally. In recent years, again took up active practice and study. Parentheses, C and alto flutes and piccolo. And has done some teaching. Played when time could be spared from writing books at Newport Festival and elsewhere, occasionally on TV, and regularly at Nelson. 4 years ago, began systematically collecting and studying traditional square dance music, expanding on some knowledge of the music which had been handed down in the family for several generations. Books by Newton F. Tolman include Northman, blah, 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 nothing to do with the music. So anyhow, well, you do care, but Marloons are always dancing, always laughing. So, you know, he wrote. He's a great writer. He's a great writer. Fun to read his stuff, his books. This woman, Kay Gilbert, lives in Peterborough. A few years ago, became the pianist regularly playing for the Nelson Square Dance Group, and in addition has taken up the flute. Now makes various aspects of instrumental folk music and her main occupation. The design, blah blah. She designed the book. Nifty woman. She's gone. She's gone now too. So's Newt. Newt are both gone. Her and Newt are both gone. Better to a better place. So now I got this Newt Melton music collection, and I have tunes in it. And yesterday I went through, had a piece of paper which is right here, and I wrote down tunes with which I was familiar. Ross's number 4, Bachelors, the F tunes, key of F, 1 flat. You know how you can tell those two tunes apart, Ross's number 4 and Bachelors? They sound quite a lot alike, like kissing cousins, so to speak, these tunes. Well, Ross's number 4, do you know do, re, mi, solfeggio? Do you know do, re, mi, solfeg? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Mi, re, do, ti, la, sol, sol, fa, mi, do, ti, re, sol, fa, mi, sol, do. Mi, re, do, ti, la, sol, sol, fa, mi, do, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, do, mi, re. R. What's R go with? Come on. What? Ross. R goes with Ross. That's how come I could keep those two tunes straightened out. Because if it wasn't R, Ross, it was B, Bachelor, but there is no B business in solfege. You follow me? See how it worked? That's how I kept them separate all those years. These years. For crime's sake, for the last 60 years. Well, that's how I did it. Very useful. That's true. Well, so anyway, and then I went through and I threw the list of tunes in here. Pigtown Fling, Flowers of Edinburgh, Larry O'Gara. Now, I can sing you these tunes. I can sing you tunes. I know you don't want me to do that. Cincinnati Hornpipe. Oh, my God, what a tune. I can try. Well, anyhow, so I got all these tunes written down, and I think to myself, I'm going to play these at this event here tonight. And so I gets my box out, and I'm sitting there, and I'm working, and I go through the whole list of tunes. Do you suppose I could play any single one of them properly? Bleh! Oh, I'm telling you, I had the awful list. Is that an adjective? The awful list time trying to play these things. I couldn't do it. I really drove myself nuts. I love the tunes, but I'm going to try to. I'm going to do the first, the Fs, the 2 F tunes. I'm going to play those, but there's a reason, and I'll explain to you the reason. And when I do, you're going to explode. So, without further ado, let's investigate the F tunes. And you can go out there, do things. You don't know my motto. How would you know my motto? Would you like to try saying my motto before I tell you? What's my motto? It's what? Fun to be dumb. That's why I did what I just did, because it's fun to be dumb. Harvey, if you got any sense, you'll get the hell out of here. Is there anybody here younger than 16 years old? Now? Good. I want to tell a story. I want to tell you a story about when I played this very same accordion. Here, standing on that floor, facing this way, playing the accordion. Why was I doing that? Because Newt Tolman was, well, because Fran Tolman was not playing this, nor piano like, he was playing an upright. A piano over here, Fran Tolman, Fran the piano, playing the piano. And Newt the flute was playing right here, facing that way, playing his flute. And I cannot explain to you how I happened to be here with the box. This one, this very same accordion. I can't explain how I came to be here in that spot with this box at that time. Firstly, I don't know what year it was. And secondly, I don't know if I don't think I had anything to do with playing for the dance, which there was a dance, in fact, going on at that time. People were dancing, the hall was full of people. And Newt was standing there playing one of the F tunes, either Bachelor's or Ross's number 4. I don't know which tune he was playing one or the other of them. But I had my accordion, and it came into the hall. I can't explain how I got here. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why I was here. The circumstances of me being here, I cannot answer you. But anyway, I can tell you the what. And the what was that I stood right spang dab in front of Newt Tolman, who was standing on the stage like this here. It wasn't this stage, I don't think, but it wasn't like it. And I was standing on the floor right in front of him. And he was playing this F tune. And I had this box. And I get about that far away from Newt Tolman, in front of him, facing him, playing this thing. Nice and quiet? You gotta be kidding me. That was it. Well, the thrill was mine. I never in my life enjoyed a little musical event more than that particular thing. Him playing that flute no further away than 2.5 feet from my ears was absolutely out of this world. I was so excited. I was immersed, completely immersed in this thing. Tune ended, dance quit. He took his flute down. He looked over my head at the back of this hall, and he said, "Jesus Christ." That's what he said. Now, you might not like my profanity, and I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. But that's what Newt Tolman said. And the reason he said that was because I never realized the noise that this accordion was making. And that it was going into his ears. And he had to listen to my box. Just the same as I was lovingly listening to his flute. Instead of which I was blowing his damn head off with this thing. That's the story. Oh, there you go. That's the story of Bob McQuillen's entrance into the Nelson Music Collection, if you want. Yeah, I did. That's exactly what I did, and that's what happened, and that's what he said. So now you have a little story. The profanity part is kind of, shouldn't do that. But that's why I asked if there was anybody here less than 16 years old. Because if there had been, I would have said something a little different to make that work. Like gee whiz. And then I would have told you, but no, he did not say gee whiz. But what he said is what I just said in the fashion that he did. He had this deep guttural voice, like that, and when he talked, that's just what he sounded like. Yeah, you should have heard. So, well, having done that, I then spent the rest of the day trying to play some of these other tunes that were in this. Oh, wait a minute, I haven't particularly, well, you don't need to. Yeah, I've already told you. Well, I told you about this, yeah. I told you the Nelson Music Collection, no, he compiled a whole bunch of these tunes. No, Newt did. Newt got all these tunes together and compiled them. And then this wonderful woman, this Kay Gilbert in Peterborough, she did this beautiful writing. What's the word you call that? Say it again, louder. Transcribing into beautiful musical notation. Notation, the word I wanted. Yeah, she's transcribed the tune into this beautiful handwritten, pen and ink, musical notation for all these tunes. Go ahead. And so she did that. And so, in this book, they put the book out, and I don't know if there's any of them left. Once in a great while, one of these will show up at a flea market. Once in a great while. Keep your eyeball open. You might possibly see one at a flea market. They do show up from time to time. If I was smart, I'd have looked over and got the year. I don't know if the year's when this came out. Well, there is this to be said. Yeah, it did came out, 69. Copyright 1969. That's true. So anyway, that's when the book came out, full of tunes, and I went through and tried to see if I could play some of the tunes, and I made a list of some of the tunes, and I tried to play some of the tunes, and I drove myself up a wall, and I couldn't do it. I got a couple of them that I can come close to, but I can't play them. My fingering is horrifying. What bugs me. So what I've done, instead of trying to play these tunes, why, I got Max Nunemaker over here going to play the piano. And where is Connor? Connor, you still in here? Connor's in here. Good boy. Well, we'll put Max on for a while, and then Connor, I'm going to get you, if it's all right. You come on up and play the piano. These are both students of mine. I'm so lucky to have people involved in the region who like to play, who have played, and who have, bless their heart, been tolerating me. And so, and this one is. So we'll get Connor up to play the piano too. We'll play a tune or two, whatever. How about Money Must to start with? I'm not going to use this box, I'm going to use the other box here. This tickled the dickens out of me when I realized that I was going to come here and do this little seance with you all. Because I was going to get to bring this accordion, and it's a nice box. I bought it years ago. God save us, 50 years ago? Something like that. Long haul. And and then to play it. Oh, and because I played it with Newt, that's why I was so tickled to death to be able to come and play it here for you. But to play with now, what we're going to do now, I'll shift over to this little thing here, which is kind of fun too. This is a Honer. No, it isn't either. No, it isn't either. I'm lying. This is a Wurlitzer. If you know anything about music or instruments, a Wurlitzer. They make pipe organs, great big pipe organs. Well, they make these things too. I don't know if it's the same outfit, same Wurlitzer. Maybe it's a cousin. Well, it might be. I don't know anything about the Wurlitzer family. But this is a Wurlitzer, and they make good boxes. I love this one. This is a cool gadget. And we're going to do one we play here quite often, called about 3 times through, called Money Musk. Money Musk is an ancient tune. God knows when that was written. It isn't its only name. It's so-and-so Miss Clarabelle Marie from Money Musk or something. It's got an odd, long name to it. I just can't remember what it was. Thank you. It's fun to play that one. I love the tune. Should have had Lisa calling the thing and somebody out dancing. What else are we going to play? Oh, I got the answer right here. I got a simple one. I don't know if you and I have done. I think we have. Rachel Mallow. Okay. Fiddly G. Yeah. I'm 88 years old. I just turned. I've been playing this stuff since I was 24, something like that, 26 maybe. Long haul. And it is so much fun. I love doing it. I come over every Monday night, play the piano. It's the most joyful thing to be a part of this happy scene for me. Lifelong. Awesome. Oh, I know one we can do. Well, we can do a jig. But then I want to do Fisher's hornpipe at some stage. Huh? Not just yet. Maybe I'll let him do the Fishers. Yes?
Yeah, talking to me.
Yeah, okay. I'll let him do the Fishers. Yes?
Yeah, you do the year after.
Got it?
Yeah.
Cool, I thought so. Okay, now, wait till you hear him play. He's a good player, too. What are we playing? What did I tell you? Huh?
Not Fishers.
What was the one before that? Can't hear a word. Oh, a jig! Oh, yeah, off she goes. This is a cute damn thing. Off she goes. I don't know where she went. Doesn't say. Just says off she goes. So. Off she goes. I have to tell you, I always wondered where she went. Well, I guess we'll let Connor come up now. Thanks for playing. Thank you. I got some new pills. Just got them yesterday. Well, they're not a pill. I got a thing. Cost me $90. What you do, you put this pill in the thing, and then you press something, and a needle or something comes down, and it makes a hole in the pill, and whatever's in the pill drizzles down into this thing, and then you breathe in. Take a huge breath through the thing, and the inhaling brings the stuff into your lungs, and it's going to clear up my so that's I just got it the other day, so haven't started using it yet. I've been too damn busy with this stuff. But I've been coughing. Remember, it wasn't the cough that carried him off. It was the coffin that carried him off in. way, you happen to know which side of a chicken has the most feathers on it? Yeah. Go ahead.
Should I give in? Tell everybody?
The outside. Are we already been there on this? No, we haven't. You got it now. But do you know what's orange and sounds like a parrot? Carrot. You got me up here. It's your fault if you don't like me. Which now brings me back to my motto, which is fun to be dumb. It is. It's a blast. Well, we got two ways of going at this. But, Fisher's hornpipe. We're going to do Fisher's now. Thank you very, very much for your kind applause. Now I'm going to try playing something if I can. This is in the key of D. It's a waltz. Yeah, you got it, Mary.
No, don't do it.
I don't guarantee this, Mary. Oh, my God. This boy that's his mother back there, nifty mommy. The one that you heard laughing so lovely. And this swell kid graduated from the 8th grade.
6th grade.
6th grade? Was it the 6th?
Yeah, it was.
Wow, 6th grade. At the Wells Memorial?
Yeah.
Wells Memorial School over here. Am I pointing the right way? No, I'm not. It's back towards Harrisville. So anyhow, I got invited to play this particular box, same one, in a little mini concert following everybody getting the diploma. And then Connor gets to play the piano, and I get to play this at this little graduation ceremony in the school auditorium. Lunchroom or wherever it was. Lunchroom, wasn't it? Makes no difference. So anyhow, we started in playing. I can't remember the damn thing how it starts.
Me neither.
Rose by the door.
Jane?
We'll go. I got the wrong damn tune, sure as hell, don't I? What? Oh, yes. I got the wrong tune. Thanks, Connor. That tune there was a lovely tune, which I love playing. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. I got it. Yeah, I got it now. And I forget what the name of that one I just played was, but makes no difference. Yeah, I got it. I think. that I actually played that tune that time. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, the time that I played it for this kid, I messed it up. I blew the second part all to pieces. My fingering got all twisted. I couldn't play it. We kept on going, and I'm getting redder in the face, redder and redder and redder. I couldn't do any better. Finally, I got some kind of an end, and we ended the thing, and I never was so embarrassed in all my life. Had about this many people in this hall, and I couldn't play the tune. So I was figured I'd just play it tonight for Connor and see if I could make it work. I came close. All right, that's, anything else? One more, we ought to have a fast tune. Amelia? Oh, all right, we can do that. Thank you. How does it go?
No, that's not it.
Yeah. Thank you. I can't. I lost it. I can't play it. Not on this. I can't play it on this, but I don't think it's good. That's terrible. That's terrible. I was all messed up. I don't know if I can do it on this either. I don't know if I can. We'll see. We'll try. Thanks so much. Thank you very kindly. You're lovely. You're lovely. I love playing for you. Thanks a million. It's been fun. Thank you. Now we can go home.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome, Max.
Here this evening.
You're sure welcome.
Thank you all for coming tonight. Remember, next week, same time, same place, will be Al Stoops' walk in the woods of Nelson. It'll be a very informative talk. And there are refreshments now in the library through the wing here. So I hope to see you all there.
Thank you, Connor. That was fun. Oh, hey, hold it! Hold it! Hold it! One more thing. Where the hell is just going? Give me that thing. Now look, pass this around. Turn the lights on. Lights on in the hall. Bright. Good and bright. Good and bright. All right. Now I'm going to let you pass this around, but I better get it back or I'm going to shoot somebody. This is a picture of hang on. Bill Bowen, B-A-U-H-A-N. A picture of Bill Bowen driving a pickup truck. But what kind of a pickup truck is it?
Could it be a Rolls Royce?
I didn't hear, I can't hear that.
Was it a Rolls Royce?
Yes! It's a Rolls Royce front and a homemade plank rear end that Newt Tolman had. And Bill Bowen is pictured in the front seat of this thing. And I thought you might enjoy seeing what they... And Newt would drive that thing over here and park it on the lawn. And sometimes there was a refreshment in the back. Here, pass it around. When you get done with it, somebody set it on the piano or whatever.
That was fun.
Thanks for playing. Yes, Dan.